So today we're going to look at operations with complex numbers, and all of your answers when you're doing this should be written in the form a plus b times I. And the important thing to remember as you're doing this is remember this fact that I squared is -1. So that's going to come up a couple times as we do some problems here. So let's look at one example. How about -7i parentheses 3i minus 6? Okay. This is an imaginary number, and this is a complex number because it has a real part and an imaginary part. It's not written in standard form, a plus bi, but it is still a complex number. We're going to use the distributive property just like we normally would. We're going to multiply -7i times 3i, and we're going to multiply -7i times -6. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. So -7i times 3i is -21i squared. And then -7i times -6, that's going to be positive 42 times I. That's the first step. And remember, our answer should always be written in a plus bi form. And this isn't quite in a plus bi form. Well, that's because there's some simplifying we can do. See here we have I squared. Now I squared is equal to -1, so I'm going to replace I squared with -1. So we have equals -21 times, I'll put in parentheses, -1 plus 42i. And we're almost done. -21 times -1 is just 21. So here's the answer in standard form. It's 21 plus 42i. And we're done. Let's look at another example. How about this? I to the third plus 3 times 1 minus I. So we have I to the third plus 3 times 1 minus I. Well, here we can use FOIL. So we're going to multiply the first terms of each number. So that'd be I to the third times 1 is just I to the third. I to the third times -1 is minus I to the fourth power. And on the inside we have 3 times 1 is 3, so I'll just put plus 3. And then the last terms are 3 and minus I, so that would be minus 3i. And we have some simplifying to do. Here we have I to the third, and we have I to the fourth. And if you remember, I to the third, and this is something you should commit to memory, I to the third is -I. And you should also remember that I to the fourth is always equal to 1. I to the fourth power is equal to 1. There we go. Okay, so let's use those facts to simplify our answer. So I to the third is -I. I to the fourth is 1. Okay, that makes it easy. So this is -1. And then we have plus 3 minus 3i. And if you look at this, we have some like terms. We have an I term here, and we have an I term here. We also have -1 plus 3 that we can combine also. So let's go ahead and do this. So we have, I'll write them in order. How about that? -1 plus 3. So I'm just bringing the -1 and the 3 down here. And then I have minus I, and then minus 3i. Okay, and now we have the like terms written next to each other. So we have -1 plus 3, that's 2. And negative I take away 3i is -4i. And there it is in standard form. 2 minus 4i is in the form a plus bi. Okay, that's it.